Alright guys, so today we're going to be checking out the Monster Mission V1 Gaming True Wireless Earbuds. Now although it says gaming, obviously this can be used for music. These do come in retailing at 79 bucks, although Monster did reach out to give me a code for my viewers to be able to use, which brings the price all the way down to $39. Now this is only good until September the 30th, and I don't make anything extra from this code. This is just something that Monster wanted to give for you guys to be able to use. And so we're going to take a look at these because I found some things to be very interesting, because these are called V1, which you would think means version 1. But I went back and looked at reviews when these came out in 2021, and a lot of things that were said about them don't really line up with the pair that I have here. So we're going to talk about some of those differences. We're going to talk about the features these have and talk about the sound and see if it's worth the $39 or $79 price tag. So to start with, this is a stem style earbud, and the aesthetics of the case and the earbuds definitely scream gaming. Like, everything has this angular design. There's LED lighting that wraps around the case. There's LED lighting on the earbuds. So if you like this futuristic Tron style look, it definitely will appeal to you. Now, the things that I feel like they've updated on these, the original reviews that I read said that the sound was flat. The sound on these are definitely not flat, which we'll talk about once we get into the sound. But also the lighting, it said that it would be red if you're listening to them in music mode, and it would be blue if you're listening to them in gaming mode. But this pair, it's blue while they're in gaming mode, and then the LED light is not on while you're listening to these in music mode. And I think that's important because I don't want to have a pair of earbuds where the LED light is on just all the time. Now the technology on these, they do have Bluetooth 5.0, and they're also using a dual channel connection. So each earbud is connected to the phone separately. It's not piggybacking off one earbud. And I've found that that caused these to have a very stable connection. I didn't have any kind of dropouts or anything like that. And they also, like I said earlier, have that ultra low latency gaming mode. So if you are looking to use these for movies, videos, and games, you would switch it over into that mode and it would cut down on lag. And this is another thing that is different than the reviews that I read on the ones that came out in 2021, because the original one said they had a 68 millisecond response time, but these have a 45 millisecond response time. So it cut down on the latency between these and the ones that originally came out. So there's definitely something different going on with this pair than the ones that were released last year with the exact same name. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they do come in with an IPX5 rating, which basically means you don't want to submerge these into water. But if you're going to use these at the gym, or if you're going to use them outdoors and it might start to rain, or if you sweat heavily, you don't have to worry about anything like that. Now, as far as what all they've included inside the box, you do get 3 sets of silicone ear tips. It does come with a USB-C cable, but I am happy to say that this case is a Qi wireless charging case, so you don't actually have to use that USB-C cable. You can just come in, drop it on any wireless charger, and it will start charging. And speaking of the charging, the battery life on the Mission V1s is kind of middle of the road. There's nothing that's going to blow anybody away. The earbuds themselves get around 5 hours when fully charged, and with the charging case, you get about 25 hours total. So that's going to get most people through a day, and most people do not listen to their earbuds more than 5 hours at a time anyway. But for you guys that like to listen to your earbuds all day, you are going to have to pop them back in the case to get a charge. But the plus here is these do have a fast charge feature where a 5-minute charge will get you an hour's worth of use. So it's nice that you can throw them in there that quick and get that extra hour, not have to wait for a long charging time. Now, moving over to looking back at the case and the earbuds, I actually like the design of the case of these a lot. It looks like they have screws on all of the corners of the lids. It just kind of gives it a more industrial look. Like I said, there is LED lighting that wraps around the front, goes around the side. But on the side, you can see that there is a USB-C input for charging. And then when you open up the lid, there is a pairing button that's located between both earbuds. Now moving over to looking at the earbuds, first thing that I noticed is it does have that very straight angular design, and these earbuds also use touch controls, and I am happy to say that they give you control over everything. So on the earbuds you have the ability to play, pause, skip your tracks forward, go backwards, you have your volume control, you have the ability to switch it from that gaming to music mode, and then you can also summon your smart assistant. So that is a huge plus, especially considering the fact that these do not work with an app, so you can't just switch around your controls. Now for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls or obviously gaming, with this being a gaming pair of earbuds, they do use 4 microphones total, and I think they did a pretty decent job of picking up my voice, but also in noisy environments I think they did a really good job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
So here is the mic test using the Monster Mission V1s, and like I said, I think you can hear me clearly. I do notice that there is some digital noise in my voice, and obviously it does add some warmth, which it seems that all earbuds seem to do this, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound, and I'm going to go ahead and start with why these are so much different than what was described when these originally came out. All of the reviews said that these were flat, and I noticed the second that I put these in, and like the first track that I put them on, the bass has a rumble to it. I mean, it has that subwoofer type feel, and that is far from being flat. Like, this isn't what was described in the original, so I don't know if Monster listened to some of the reviews and made some slight improvements, because the sound on these are very dynamic, and this is listening to them in music mode, and I was very impressed. I mean, the mids in these were bumped up where the vocalist stood out just enough. It's not one of those mids where it sounds like the vocalist is right there in front of you, but it never felt like the vocalist got lost in the mix or got buried behind instruments or anything like that, no matter what genre I was listening to. And the same thing with the treble. The treble is tuned up where you can hear all of the little details. This is not a bright treble because these earbuds do have a slightly warm sound to them, but it's still balanced out really well with that powerful bass. And another thing I felt was quite impressive was the soundstage and the sound imaging. Because this is a dynamic pair, I kind of expected it to be a little closed in, but there was still plenty of space in the sound, and being able to tell where different sounds were coming from, this pair absolutely handled with no problem. So really, my overall opinion is this: if you don't mind having a gamer look with the lights on the case or the lights on the earbuds if you're going to be using them in gaming mode, and you don't mind these only having 5 hours on a single charge, I think this is an excellent pickup, especially given the price that you can get them at $39. If you are a bass head and you just like to watch media on your phone or game on your phone and you need something that's going to cut down on having any kind of lag, this is a pair that checks those boxes. I mean, I just enjoyed going through my music collection and being able to feel the bass, but the huge plus is they didn't allow it to come in and just plow through everything else. But guys, that wraps up my video on the Monster Mission V1s. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.